I never imagined I'd have to fight this hard just to stay in my son's life. My name's Jordan Ellis. I'm 38, and I've been divorced from my ex-wife, Camille, for about 4 years. We have a 10-year-old boy, Miles. Our custody agreement is clear. We split time equally, alternating weeks. Every big decision about his life is supposed to be made together. When we first divorced, communication was tense. Arguments flared, especially about parenting. Eventually, the court stepped in and required us to use a co-parenting app. No calls, no random texts. Just clear, documented communication. I've stuck to it, always keeping things focused on Miles. I've never missed a school event, never skipped a parent-teacher meeting, and I volunteer to school whenever I can. I'm the dad who helps with homework, who knows the names of his friends and their parents, who shows up always. 2 years ago, Camille remarried. Patrick seemed harmless enough until his family started getting involved. His parents, Edward and Sandra, inserted themselves into Miles's life like they were his third set of grandparents. They came to school events, sat on activities, and acted like they had some right to call the shots. At first, I tried to ignore it, but their presence became impossible to overlook. They were at every school function, every club meeting, always hovering. It felt like they were trying to slowly edge me out. Then came the breaking point. There was a parent-teacher conference scheduled on one of my custody days. I confirmed I'd be there. That afternoon, Camille sent me a message through the app. Please don't come. Patrick and his parents will be attending. Your being there would just create tension. She claimed only one parent was needed and that they had it covered. I stared at that message, stunned. My time, my son, my right. I calmly responded that I would be attending, that conferences were for legal parents, not extended family trying to play a role they weren't assigned. She accused me of trying to stir up drama, said I didn't care about Miles' schooling, only about feeling included. I didn't argue. I called the school. They confirmed I had every right to be there. They simply asked that we all behave respectfully. I updated Camille, again through the app, that I'd be at the meeting. I had legitimate concerns and questions for the teacher. The next morning, Camille flooded me with messages, accusing me of being controlling, of being obsessed with making her life difficult. She threatened legal action. I didn't reply. I just saved it all, every message, every screenshot, and let my lawyer know what was happening. When conference day came, I arrived early. Sure enough, there they were, Camille, Patrick, and his parents, whispering at the classroom door. Edward gave me a look and muttered something under his breath. I said nothing. When the teacher saw us all, she hesitated and suggested splitting into 2 meetings. Camille refused. We can be civil, she said. Inside, they sat together on one side of the table. I sat across from the teacher. The meeting started fine, but when the teacher mentioned Miles was struggling in math, I shared that I noticed similar things at home. Forgetting steps, zoning out. I suggested we look into an evaluation. Before the teacher could respond, Patrick jumped in, claiming Miles was just bored because he was ahead of material. Sandra added that evaluations would label him unnecessarily and brushed off my concerns. The teacher stayed professional, reminding us that both legal parents had to agree to formal evaluations. I said I did. Camille mumbled that we discuss it later, but she didn't say no. Afterward, as I left, Edward stepped in my path. You're creating division, he hissed. Sandra chimed in, accusing me of doing for control, not love. I kept my cool. I'm his father, I said. This is between Camille and me. That night, Camille messaged again, long, emotional, full of accusations. She said I'd humiliated her in front of her family. I didn't respond, but I documented it. I also emailed the school, attached our custody agreement, and formally requested that only legal guardians be involved in school matters. The school agreed and updated their records. Of course, Camille wasn't happy. She accused me of isolating people who cared about Miles, but she never once addressed Sandra's comment to our son. I kept saving everything. Then, a mutual friend texted, "Hey, man, heard you're trying to take Camille's son from her." Her son. The rumors were spreading. I knew what this was. The start of parental alienation. My lawyer told me to stay steady, keep documenting. At soccer, I kept my distance. Still, I heard Edward grumble, loud enough for others to hear, about how I wanted to take over everything. I wrote it down. Then came the message I'd been bracing for. Camille wanted to modify custody. She claimed the arrangement wasn't working, that Miles needed more stability, that she should have primary custody, and I could have alternating weekends. I didn't respond to her directly. I forwarded it to my lawyer. When we finally went to court, I was prepared. We had the full message threads, school emails, statements from the counselor and teachers. Camille's lawyer painted me as aggressive and uncooperative, but when I spoke, I kept it simple. I wasn't trying to cut anyone out. I was just protecting my role as Miles's father. I wasn't going to stand by and let someone else make decisions for my son. The judge listened carefully. In the end, she ruled that custody would stay 50-50ths. Camille was warned against trying to sideline me without cause. The judge ordered that only Camille and I could attend school meetings unless both of us agreed otherwise. And we were assigned to family counseling to improve communication for Miles' sake. Since then, things have calmed down. Patrick's parents have kept their distance. The school enforces the legal boundaries. Counseling is awkward, but slowly. Camille's realizing I'm not the enemy. The best part? Miles is doing better. The evaluation showed he has a mild attention issue, so now he gets extra help in class. Last week, he ran up to me after school, holding up a math test with a big red A+. "You proud of me?" he asked. I knelt down, hugged him, and said, "I've always been proud of you, buddy. And that's the only role I'll ever need. Right there, front and center, as his dad."